There is a silent hum beneath the noise of your everyday life, a current of untapped power waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be harnessed. You feel it, don't you? In the quiet moments, in the spaces between breaths, a whisper of something more, something magnificent, dormant within the chambers of your own mind. This isn't a fable, not a distant dream reserved for a chosen few. It is your birthright, an inheritance of potential so vast it could reshape the very fabric of your reality. The world you see, the life you experience, is but a reflection, a projection of an inner landscape often left untended, overgrown with the weeds of doubt and limitation. But what if you were told that this inner world is not a fixed state, but a garden you can cultivate? A forge where you can hammer out a new destiny? What if the keys to unlocking unimaginable abundance, to attracting a life of profound wealth, not just in currency, but in experience, in freedom, in impact, were already in your possession, scattered like dormant seeds within the soil of your consciousness? The great illusion is that wealth is something out there, something to be chased, hunted, and captured. But the architects of fortune, the titans of industry, the quiet visionaries who bend reality to their will, understood a deeper truth. They knew that wealth, in all its glorious forms, is an inside game first. It is a frequency to be tuned into, an energy to be cultivated, a state of mind to be meticulously, deliberately, and relentlessly constructed. Your mind, that intricate, powerful, and often underestimated command center, is the loom upon which the tapestry of your life is woven. Every thought a thread, every belief a pattern, every emotion a color. And for too long, perhaps, the shuttle has flown on autopilot, guided by the hands of old programming, societal whispers, and the echoing voices of past failures. But the moment you awaken to your own power, the moment you decide to become the conscious weaver, that is the moment the masterpiece begins. And if this awakening to your own power strikes a chord of truth within you, let that resonance be known, affirming your journey and ensuring these insights reach all who are ready to weave their own masterpieces. Train your mind not as a beast to be broken, but as an infinitely powerful ally to be understood, nurtured, and directed. This is not about fleeting positive thinking. This is about a fundamental rewiring, a deep, sustained excavation of the limiting beliefs that have held you captive, and the deliberate installation of a new operating system, an operating system designed for limitless expansion. Consider the mind a kingdom. For many, this kingdom is in disarray, ruled by fear, plagued by indecision, its resources squandered on trivialities. But you are the rightful sovereign. It is time to claim your throne. It is time to issue new decrees, to establish new laws within your mental realm, laws that align with prosperity, with achievement, with the grandest vision you dare to hold for yourself. This journey begins not with a sprint, but with a profound internal shift. It begins with the courage to look within, to confront the shadows, the self-sabotaging scripts that play on repeat. Think of Thomas Edison, not in the moment of his 1000th success with the light bulb, but in the preceding darkness of 999 perceived failures. What fueled him? Not just intellect, not just resources, but an unshakable conviction, a mind trained to see beyond the immediate obstacle, to hold fast to a vision only he could initially perceive. His laboratory was as much in his mind as it was in Menlo Park. He trained his mind to expect a solution, to persist through discouragement, to treat every setback as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. This is the foundational strength we seek to build within you. The ancient philosophers knew it, the mystics whispered it. The modern giants of innovation and enterprise lived it. Your outer world is a mirror of your inner state. If your mind is a fertile ground for thoughts of lack, scarcity, and I can't, then your reality will dutifully reflect that barren landscape. But if you cultivate thoughts of abundance, possibility, and I will, if you water these seeds with unwavering belief and focused attention, your reality has no choice but to blossom accordingly. This is not magic, it is the deepest mechanics of existence. The universe is a vast, resonant field, and your mind is the most powerful transmitter you possess. What signals are you sending? Are they signals of desperation, of quiet resignation? Or are they clear, coherent, powerful broadcasts of intention, of expectation, of inevitable success? The choice, as it has always been, is yours. But making that choice consciously, deliberately, that is the first act of true power. To say, no more, I will no longer be a passive recipient of circumstance. I will become the active architect of my destiny. This declaration, when made with the full force of your being, sends a tremor through the unseen world. It alerts the forces, both within and without, that a new power is rising. This is the dawn of your mental sovereignty. And from this sovereignty, all else will flow. The wealth you seek, the success you crave, the impact you desire to make, it all begins here, in the quiet, potent crucible of your trained mind. Forget what you've been told about luck, about chance, about being in the right place at the right time. While these elements may play a cameo role, the leading actor, the director, and the producer of your life's story is the consciousness you cultivate. Andrew Carnegie, a man who rose from abject poverty to become one of the wealthiest men in history, attributed his monumental success not to circumstance, but to the principles he learned and rigorously applied, principles rooted in the mastery of his own mind and the minds of those he brought into his inner circle. He understood that thoughts are things, that they possess a tangible energy, an undeniable power to shape reality. He didn't just wish for wealth, he planned for it, he expected it, he conditioned his mind to attract it, to manage it, to expand it. He built an empire of steel, but first, he built an empire within his own consciousness. To delve deeper into such timeless wisdom and ensure you continue to receive these architectures of success, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, Your Mind's Forge for the Future. This isn't about suppressing negative emotions or pasting on a superficial smile. It's about understanding the source of those emotions, the underlying thought patterns that give them life. It's about becoming a skilled alchemist of your inner world, capable of transmuting the lead of fear into the gold of courage, the dross of doubt into the brilliance of belief. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you do nothing, weeds will inevitably grow. These are the automatic negative thoughts, the societal conditioning, the inherited limitations. Training your mind is the act of diligently pulling these weeds, one by one, and consciously planting the seeds of what you do want to grow, seeds of confidence, of clarity, of unwavering purpose, of boundless abundance. This requires daily tending, conscious effort, but the harvest is a life beyond your wildest imaginings. Consider the power of a single, focused thought, held consistently, imbued with emotion. It becomes a magnet, drawing to you the circumstances, the people, the resources, the opportunities that resonate with its frequency. This is not wishful thinking. This is the science of mind, a science that men like Napoleon Hill dedicated their lives to decoding, observing the most successful individuals of their time and distilling their mental habits into actionable principles. These principles are timeless. They worked for Ford, for Edison, for Lincoln in his quest to preserve a nation. They will work for you today, in this modern world, with its unique challenges and unprecedented opportunities, if you dare to apply them with the same rigor, the same unyielding faith. The first step, then, is to become acutely aware of your current mental landscape. What thoughts dominate your waking hours? Are they constructive or destructive, empowering or disempowering? Are they truly your thoughts, or are they echoes from your past, from others, from a culture that often thrives on mediocre mediocrity and fear? Begin to observe your thoughts without judgment, like a scientist observing data. This awareness is the light that begins to dispel the shadows. And in that light, you begin to see the patterns, the ruts, the mental grooves that have kept you stuck. This is where the real work begins, the conscious, deliberate act of carving new pathways, of choosing new thoughts, of building a new internal architecture that can support the edifice of your dreams. This is the training, and it is the most important training you will ever undertake. For when you train your mind, you are not just attracting wealth. You are attracting a new self, a more powerful, purposeful, and profoundly alive version of who you were always meant to be. The gates to unlimited wealth swing inward, on the hinges of a mind trained, disciplined, and focused on its highest aspirations. The power is not out there. It is, and always has been, within you, waiting to be awakened, waiting to be unleashed. This awakening is not always a gentle stirring. Sometimes it is a seismic jolt, a profound realization that the way you've been operating, the mental models you've accepted as truth, are no longer sufficient for the life you are called to live. It is the recognition that your beliefs are not immutable facts carved in stone, but rather choices, agreements you've made with reality, often unconsciously. And what can be chosen can be unchosen. What can be learned can be unlearned and relearned. This is the liberating truth at the heart of mental mastery. You are not a prisoner of your past thoughts, unless you choose to be. The moment you decide to interrogate your beliefs, to hold them up to the light of your highest aspirations, is the moment you reclaim your power as the architect of your inner world, and consequently, your outer experience. Think of belief as the soil in your mental garden. If the soil is toxic, filled with the residue of cynicism, doubt, and past failures, even the most potent seeds of desire will struggle to take root, let alone flourish. But if you enrich that soil, if you till it with faith, with conviction, with the unwavering expectation of success, then the seeds you plant will germinate with astonishing speed and vigor. What beliefs are you holding about wealth, about your worthiness to receive it, about the possibility of achieving your grandest dreams? Are these beliefs serving you, or are they acting as invisible fences, penning you into a pasture of mediocrity? Be brutally honest with yourself, for it is in this stark honesty that the path to transformation is revealed. Henry Ford famously said, "Whether you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right." This isn't just a clever aphorism. It is a profound insight into the mechanics of achievement. Your belief system acts as a filter, determining what you perceive as possible, what opportunities you recognize, what actions you are willing to take. If you believe deep in your core that wealth is scarce, that opportunities are limited, that people like you don't get rich, then your mind will diligently gather evidence to support these beliefs, filtering out anything that contradicts them. You will see lack everywhere. You will miss the open doors. You will hesitate when bold action is required. Conversely, if you cultivate the absolute, unshakable belief that wealth is abundant, that opportunities are everywhere, that you are not only capable but destined for success, your mind will become a finely tuned instrument, alert to every possibility, every connection, every inspired idea that can move you closer to your goals. If this profound truth about belief resonates, affirm it, and perhaps share this clarity with someone who needs to hear it, for this understanding is a cornerstone of all creation. This is not about delusion. This is about conscious programming. It's about understanding that the subconscious mind, the powerhouse that drives the vast majority of your behavior, accepts as true whatever is impressed upon it with consistency and strong emotion. For years, perhaps, it has been programmed by default, absorbing the doubts of others, the limitations of your environment, the sting of past disappointments. Now, you must take conscious control of that programming. You must become the master programmer of your own mind. This requires repetition, affirmation, visualization, and the deliberate seeking out of evidence that supports your new, empowering beliefs. Read the stories of those who have achieved what you aspire to achieve. Surround yourself with people who radiate confidence and success. Immerse yourself in environments that nurture your ambitions. Feed your mind a steady diet of positivity, of possibility, of unyielding faith. The story of every great achievement is, first and foremost, a story of belief. Walt Disney faced bankruptcy and ridicule. His early partners told him a mouse would never capture the public's imagination. Experts declared his vision for a theme park a preposterous folly destined for financial ruin. But Disney's belief in his vision was a force of nature, an indomitable will that refused to yield to skepticism or temporary defeat. His mind was trained not just to see the dream, but to feel it as an existing reality, to live from that place of certainty. That unwavering belief magnetized the resources, the talent, the opportunities, and ultimately, the global empire that bears his name. He didn't just build theme parks, he built a world from the raw material of his conviction. To continue exploring how to build your own worlds from conviction, ensure you are part of this ongoing dialogue, this community dedicated to manifesting the extraordinary by following our channel. What is the vision you are holding onto with such tenacity? What is the dream that sets your soul on fire? Is your belief in its possibility as strong as Disney's, as unyielding as Edison's? As resolute as Carnegie's? If not, that is your work. To build that belief, brick by emotionalized brick. To starve your doubts and feed your faith, this often means acting as if your success is already assured. Not in a way that is arrogant or reckless, but with a quiet confidence, an inner knowing that guides your decisions and fuels your actions. When you operate from this state of belief, your energy shifts. You become more resourceful, more creative, more resilient. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable become mere puzzles to be solved. The fear of failure recedes, replaced by an eager anticipation of the lessons each experience will bring. This is the essence of applied faith, as Napoleon Hill termed it, not a passive hope, but an active, dynamic force that propels you forward. It is the courage to take the first step before the entire path is visible. It is the willingness to invest your time, your energy, your resources, based on an inner conviction that transcends any external evidence to the contrary. It is understanding that the unseen world of thought and belief is the parent of the seen world of results. And when you align your inner world with the reality you wish to create, the universe conspires to meet you there. So examine your beliefs, challenge them, upgrade them. Choose beliefs that empower you, that stretch you, that call forth the very best within you. Nurture these beliefs with daily devotion. Protect them from the corrosive influence of negativity and doubt. Let your belief in your own potential, in your ability to attract unlimited wealth and create a life of profound significance, become the bedrock upon which you build your empire. For it is from the fertile ground of unwavering belief that all great achievements spring forth, transforming the invisible architecture of dreams into the tangible reality of a life lived to its fullest. This isn't just thinking positive, it's cultivating a state of profound, unshakable knowing. It's the internal certainty that precedes all external victory. This belief becomes a silent, powerful current, carrying you towards your destiny, shaping your actions, and magnetizing the very essence of what you desire into your tangible experience. And from this bedrock of unshakable belief, the next crucial element emerges with crystal clarity, a definiteness of purpose. Not a vague wish, not a hazy ambition, but a sharply defined, intensely desired, singular objective that becomes the magnetic north of your life. Without this, your mental energies, no matter how powerful, will be scattered, diffused, like sunlight through a cheap magnifying glass, incapable of igniting a flame. But with a definite purpose, clearly articulated and fiercely embraced, your mind becomes a laser, concentrating all its power, all its resources, on a single point, burning through obstacles, illuminating the path forward, and carving reality to its will. Think of it, the universe responds not to ambiguity, but to clarity. When you know, with absolute certainty, what you want, a subtle but profound reordering begins to occur, both within you and in the world around you. Your subconscious mind, that faithful servant, receives its prime directive. It begins to sift through the infinite data of your experience, highlighting opportunities, solutions, and connections that were previously invisible to you, all aligning with that central aim. Your perception sharpens, your intuition heightens. You begin to notice synchronicities, a flow, a sense of being guided, because your internal compass is now locked onto a specific destination. Napoleon Hill emphasized this above almost all else. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. He observed that the vast majority of people who fail to achieve anything of significance lack this one crucial element. They drift through life, buffeted by circumstance, their desires shifting like desert sands, never settling on one great, all-consuming aim. They are jacks of all trades, masters of none, their potential squandered on 1,000 fleeting interests. But the individuals who leave an indelible mark on the world, who accumulate vast fortunes, who achieve the seemingly impossible, are invariably those driven by a white-hot, burning desire for a specific outcome. If this call for clarity strikes a powerful chord within you, acknowledge that resonance and consider sharing this foundational principle with those you know are seeking their own true north. What is your burning desire? What is that one great aim that, if achieved, would transform your life and fill you with a profound sense of fulfillment? Don't be modest. Don't be constrained by your current circumstances. Dare to dream big, to define a purpose so compelling that it pulls you out of bed in the morning, that it fuels your days and haunts your nights with its glorious possibility. Write it down. Be specific. Not just "I want to be wealthy," but "I will accumulate X amount of wealth by Y date, by providing Z value or service." The more detailed, the more vivid, the more emotionally charged your purpose, the more power it will have to command your subconscious mind and organize your actions. This definiteness of purpose acts as a powerful filter for your decisions. When faced with choices, opportunities, or distractions, you simply ask, does this move me closer to my major definite purpose? If the answer is no, then the decision is clear. It simplifies your life, allowing you to focus your precious time, energy, and resources only on those activities that are aligned with your highest ambition. It gives you the strength to say no to the trivial many, so you can say yes to the vital few. Consider the story of any great inventor, explorer, or entrepreneur. Columbus had a definite purpose: to find a westward passage to the Indies. He faced mutiny, unimaginable hardship, and the derision of so-called experts. But his purpose was a fixed star, guiding him through the darkest nights. The Wright brothers had a definite purpose: to achieve powered, sustained flight. They worked in obscurity, with meager resources, enduring countless setbacks. But their singular aim fueled their relentless experimentation until that historic day at Kitty Hawk, their minds were trained on that one audacious goal. This is not to say your purpose cannot evolve, or that you cannot have supporting goals. But there must be one central, overarching aim that gives coherence and direction to all your endeavors. This major definite purpose becomes your personal declaration of independence from a life of drift and mediocrity. It is your commitment to yourself and to the universe that you will not settle for less than the grandest vision you can conceive. And once you have defined this purpose, you must then infuse it with an intense, burning desire. Desire is the emotional fuel that transforms a mere wish into an unstoppable force. It is not enough to simply want something. You must want it with every fiber of your being. This desire is cultivated by constantly focusing on your purpose, by visualizing its attainment in vivid detail, by feeling the emotions you will experience when you have achieved it. The more you do this, the more deeply your purpose will be impressed upon your subconscious mind, and the more powerfully it will begin to attract the necessary means for its realization. Hill tells the story of his own son, Blair, who was born without ears and diagnosed by doctors as deaf and mute for life. Hill, however, formed a burning desire, a definite purpose, to see his son hear and speak. He refused to accept the expert prognosis. He constantly conveyed to his son, through feeling and touch and unwavering belief, the idea that he would hear. Years of this focused, intense desire and belief eventually led to a breakthrough, a faint ability to hear, which was then developed. Blair Hill went on to live a normal life, hearing and speaking, a testament to the almost miraculous power of a definite purpose backed by burning desire. What impossible situation are you facing? What expert opinion are you allowing to limit your vision? Your definite purpose, when charged with unwavering desire and belief, can transcend apparent limitations. It can unlock reserves of creativity, resilience, and personal power you never knew you possessed. It can literally begin to reshape your reality, drawing to you the people, the ideas, and the circumstances needed for its fulfillment. To ensure you don't miss further explorations into such mind-expanding principles, and to join a collective committed to transcending limitations, Make certain your connection here is active by subscribing to our channel. So take the time now to clarify your purpose. What do you really want? What is the one achievement that would make your heart sing? Define it, refine it, write it down, memorize it. Repeat it to yourself morning, noon, and night. Let it become the obsession of your conscious mind, so that it may seep into the fertile soil of your subconscious, taking root and growing into an unshakable directive. This definiteness of purpose is not just a technique, it is a way of being. It is the mark of a mind trained for success, a mind poised to attract unlimited wealth, not as an end in itself, but as a means to fulfilling that magnificent, singular aim that gives your life meaning, direction, and power. Without it, you are a ship without a rudder. With it, you are the captain of your destiny, charting a course straight to the shores of your most cherished dreams. This is the power of knowing, with every cell of your being, exactly where you are going. Once this definite purpose is firmly established, like a lodestar in the vast expanse of your consciousness, the next faculty to cultivate with deliberate intent is your imagination. For it is in the vibrant workshop of your imagination that the blueprints of your future are first drawn, where the unseen is rendered visible, and where the raw material of thought is molded into the precursor of tangible reality. Your imagination is not a frivolous faculty for idle daydreaming. It is one of the most potent, creative forces you possess, the very gateway through which your definite purpose begins its journey from the ethereal realm of desire into the concrete world of achievement. There are two forms of imagination, as Hill described them, the synthetic imagination and the creative imagination. The synthetic imagination works with existing concepts, ideas, plans, and principles, rearranging them into new combinations. This is where much innovation occurs, taking what is already known and finding novel applications, improvements, or synergies. It is the architect taking familiar building materials and designing a unique structure. It is essential, practical, and the workhorse of daily problem solving and strategic planning. But then there is the creative imagination, the faculty that tunes into the infinite intelligence, the universal storehouse of inspiration. This is where true breakthroughs occur, where entirely new ideas, hunches, and inspirations flash into the mind, seemingly from nowhere. It is the realm of genius, the source of all fundamental invention and discovery. It operates when your conscious mind is quiet, when your subconscious is deeply impressed with your definite purpose and your burning desire. It is the spark that leads the gap between the known and the unknown. If this insight into nurturing your creative genius sparks your curiosity for more, a simple gesture of engagement, like hitting that like button, helps us bring more such revelations to light for all seekers. To train your mind for unlimited wealth, you must consciously engage both forms of imagination. Use your synthetic imagination to constantly devise plans for the attainment of your purpose. How can you improve your service, your product, your skills? What new combinations of existing resources can you create? How can you leverage your current assets more effectively? This is the strategic thinking, the meticulous planning, the how-to that bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Develop detailed plans, and then begin to execute them, always refining, always adapting, always using your imagination to find better, faster, more efficient ways to achieve your objectives. Simultaneously, you must cultivate the conditions for your creative imagination to flourish. This often means creating space for quiet contemplation, for allowing your mind to wander without judgment, for being open to those intuitive flashes, those sudden insights that can provide the missing piece of the puzzle or open up entirely new vistas of opportunity. Many of the world's greatest achievers, like Edison, Ford, or even Einstein, spoke of their most brilliant ideas coming to them not during moments of intense, focused effort, but during periods of relaxation, of reverie, or even just before sleep or upon waking. They had so thoroughly saturated their subconscious minds with their problems, their definite purposes, that their creative imagination worked on solutions even when their conscious minds were at rest. Visualize your success. This is a powerful application of your imagination. Don't just think about your goal, See it, feel it, experience it in your mind's eye as if it has already happened. Create a vivid mental movie of your desired outcome. Engage all your senses. What does it look like? What sounds do you hear? What emotions are you feeling? The more detailed and emotionally charged your visualization, the more powerfully it impresses upon your subconscious mind, and the more effectively it programs your internal guidance system to lead you to its physical manifestation. This isn't mere fantasy. It is a rehearsal for reality, a way of aligning your entire being with the frequency of your desired outcome. Walt Disney was a master of this. He could see Disneyland in his mind's eye with such clarity, such detail, long before a single shovel of earth was turned. He walked its streets, rode its rides, felt its magic, all within the theater of his imagination. This vivid internal reality was so compelling that it fueled his determination to overcome every obstacle, to persuade every skeptic, to manifest that dream into a physical place that has brought joy to hundreds of millions. He didn't just have a plan, he had a living, breathing vision that he nurtured daily within his imagination. Should you wish to master such techniques and join a community focused on bringing visions to life, ensure you are subscribed to receive our ongoing guidance on this transformative path. Your imagination is the laboratory where you can experiment without cost, where you can build and rebuild, where you can explore possibilities without limitation. Use it to project yourself into the future, to stand in the shoes of your successful self. What habits does that future self have? What knowledge has it acquired? What character traits does it embody? Then begin to cultivate those habits, acquire that knowledge, embody those traits now. Act as if you are already the person capable of achieving your grandest ambitions. Your imagination provides the script, and your daily actions are the performance. Fear is often a misuse of the imagination, focusing on worst-case scenarios, vividly picturing failure and loss. When you train your mind, you learn to consciously redirect this powerful faculty. When fear-based images arise, acknowledge them and then deliberately replace them with images of your desired outcome, images of strength, of resilience, of triumphant success. This takes discipline, but it is a critical skill in the art of attracting wealth and achievement. You must become the master of your mental imagery, not its victim. The empires of tomorrow will be built first in the imagination of today. The solutions to the world's greatest problems, the innovations that will shape our future, the personal fortunes that will be amassed, all will begin as fledgling ideas, as sparks of insight, within the fertile ground of a trained and directed imagination. Do not underestimate this power. Cherish it, cultivate it. Use it boldly and consistently in service of your definite purpose. Let your imagination soar beyond the confines of your current reality, and it will draw that reality upward, transforming your highest visions into your lived experience. The more you exercise your imagination, the stronger and more responsive it will become, a faithful and inexhaustible ally on your journey to unlimited wealth and profound personal fulfillment. It is the bridge between the spiritual power of thought and the material manifestation of your deepest desires. And as your imagination paints a vivid picture of your desired future, guided by the clear light of your definite purpose, another profound element must be woven into the fabric of your being, a deep and abiding sense of why. This is your purpose beyond the mere accumulation of wealth, beyond the achievement of a specific goal. This is the soul of your ambition, the resonant frequency that connects your individual striving to something larger than yourself. For while a definite purpose gives you direction, and imagination gives you the blueprint, it is this deeper, intrinsic purpose, this compelling why, that provides the inexhaustible fuel, the unwavering perseverance needed to overcome the inevitable obstacles and trials that lie on the path to any great achievement. Wealth without a compelling why can feel hollow, a pursuit of numbers that ultimately fails to satisfy the deeper human need for meaning and contribution. But when your desire for wealth is linked to a purpose that ignites your passion, that aims to serve, to create, to innovate, to uplift, or to solve problems for others, then the pursuit itself becomes a source of profound joy and fulfillment. This purpose-driven ambition has an entirely different energy. It is not born of greed or insecurity, but from a desire to express your fullest potential and to make a positive impact on the world, however you define that. Consider the great philanthropists, like Carnegie himself, who in his later years dedicated his vast fortune to the establishment of libraries, universities, and foundations for peace. His initial drive to accumulate wealth was immense, but it was ultimately channeled into a purpose that extended far beyond his own lifetime, leaving a legacy of knowledge and opportunity for generations. Or think of modern entrepreneurs who are driven not just by profit, but by a passion to solve critical global challenges, whether in sustainable energy, healthcare, or education. Their why gives their work a moral force, an urgency, and an ability to attract like-minded talent and loyal customers who resonate with their mission. Your why is intensely personal. It may be to provide a better life for your family, to create art that inspires, to build a business that empowers your community, to contribute to a cause you believe in deeply, or simply to become the best possible version of yourself and to live a life of freedom and adventure. Whatever it is, it must be authentic to you. It must be something that stirs your soul, something you are willing to dedicate your life to. When your why is strong enough, you will figure out the how. If this truth about purpose empowers you, let it be known by hitting that like button. Share this vital understanding with others searching for their own driving force. When your why is clear, the obstacles become less daunting, the sacrifices less burdensome, the journey itself more meaningful. This deeper purpose acts as an anchor in times of storm. When setbacks occur, when doubt creeps in, when progress seems slow, it is your why that will hold you steady. It is the voice that whispers, "This is bigger than just me. This matters." It is the wellspring of resilience, allowing you to get up one more time than you fall down. People who are driven solely by the desire for money often give up when the going gets tough, because money alone is rarely a strong enough motivator to endure significant hardship or sustained effort. But those who are connected to a powerful why find reserves of strength and determination they never knew they possessed. How do you find your why? It often lies at the intersection of your greatest talents, your deepest passions, and the world's needs. What are you naturally good at? What activities make you lose track of time? What problems in the world stir your compassion or your frustration? What contribution, if you could make it, would fill you with the greatest sense of pride and fulfillment? Explore these questions honestly, deeply. Your why may not be immediately obvious. It may require introspection, experimentation, and a willingness to listen to the quiet guidance of your intuition. Once you connect with this intrinsic purpose, infuse it into your definite financial and material goals. See the wealth you are attracting not as an end in itself, but as a tool, a resource, an enabler of this larger vision. This reframes the entire pursuit. It transforms it from a potentially selfish endeavor into a noble quest. And this shift in energy has a powerful, attractive force. The universe seems to favor those who aim to create value, to serve, to contribute. Opportunities flow more readily to those whose ambitions are aligned with a purpose that benefits others. This is not to say you should neglect your own well-being or financial security. Indeed, you cannot effectively serve from an empty vessel. Attracting unlimited wealth can, and should, be a means to creating a life of freedom, security, and joy for yourself and your loved ones, and a means to fulfilling your larger purpose. The two are not mutually exclusive, they are, in fact, powerfully synergistic. The more resources you command, the greater your potential impact. The clearer your purpose, the more motivated and effective you will be in accumulating those resources. So as you train your mind to attract wealth, train it also to connect with the profound why behind that wealth. Let this purpose be your compass and your engine. Let it inform your decisions, shape your character, and inspire your actions. When your mind is clear on its definite aim, alive with imaginative vision, and deeply rooted in a compelling purpose, you become an unstoppable force. You are no longer merely chasing success. You are living a life of significance, drawing towards you not just riches, but a richness of experience, a depth of meaning, that constitutes true and lasting abundance. This inner alignment, this trinity of definite purpose, vivid imagination, and profound why, creates a resonant field of power that magnetizes your desires into reality, making the journey not just to wealth, but to a life fully lived, an inevitable unfolding. To continue this journey toward a purpose-driven life of abundance, and to receive consistent fuel for your why, ensure you're following this channel for every unfolding chapter by subscribing. With this powerful internal alignment to your definite purpose as your North Star, your imagination painting the possibilities, and your profound why fueling your journey, the next critical component in training your mind for unlimited wealth is the cultivation of unwavering self-discipline. This is the master key that unlocks the door between knowing what to do and actually doing it. It is the bridge between intention and action, the forge where desire is hammered into reality through consistent, focused effort. Without self-discipline, even the most brilliant plans, the most vivid visions, and the most compelling purposes will remain unrealized dreams, gathering dust in the attics of your mind. Self-discipline is not punishment, it is power. It is the ability to control your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions in alignment with your highest goals, even when, and especially when, you don't feel like it. It is the choice to prioritize long-term fulfillment over short-term gratification. It is the inner strength to resist distractions, to overcome procrastination, and to persist in the face of discomfort or boredom. In a world saturated with instant gratification and endless diversions, self-discipline is a superpower, a distinguishing mark of those who achieve extraordinary results. If you're ready to cultivate this superpower within yourself, affirm that commitment with a like, and perhaps share this call to discipline power with those who would benefit from its strength. Consider the athlete training for the Olympics. Rain or shine, tired or energized, they adhere to their rigorous training schedule. They control their diet, their sleep, their focus, all for the sake of that one moment of peak performance. Consider the virtuoso musician practicing scales for hours, day after day, year after year, to achieve effortless mastery. Consider the successful entrepreneur working late into the night, making the difficult calls, pushing through setbacks, long after the initial excitement has faded. What they all share is an extraordinary level of self-discipline, a commitment to the process, not just the outcome. Training your mind for wealth requires this same level of disciplined commitment. It begins with the discipline of thought. You must learn to consciously choose your thoughts, to guard the gateway of your mind against negativity, doubt, and fear. This means actively replacing disempowering thoughts with empowering ones, consistently affirming your ability to achieve your goals, and deliberately focusing your attention on solutions rather than problems. This is not easy. The mind has its own momentum, its old habits. But with persistent, disciplined effort, you can retrain your thought patterns, creating new neural pathways that support abundance and success. Then comes the discipline of emotion. While it's natural to experience a range of emotions, you must learn not to be ruled by them. You cannot allow fear to paralyze you, or discouragement to derail you, or fleeting desires to distract you from your definite purpose. Emotional discipline means acknowledging your feelings without letting them dictate your actions. It means cultivating a state of equanimity, of inner calm, even amidst external chaos. It means learning to generate positive emotions, like enthusiasm and faith, even when circumstances are challenging. This is achieved through practices like mindfulness, meditation, and the consistent reinforcement of your empowering beliefs. And finally, there is the discipline of action. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's about doing what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It's about breaking down your large goals into smaller, manageable daily tasks, and then executing those tasks with consistency and precision. It's about creating powerful habits that automate success. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. The accumulation of wealth is rarely the result of one grand, heroic gesture. It is almost always the product of countless small, disciplined actions performed consistently over time. This is where many falter. They have the desire, they may even have a plan, but they lack the discipline to follow through. They start strong, full of enthusiasm, but when the initial motivation wanes, when obstacles arise, when the routine becomes monotonous, they abandon their efforts. The mind trained for wealth, however, understands that discipline is the muscle that must be exercised daily. It gets stronger with use. Each time you choose the disciplined action over the easy distraction, you strengthen your resolve, you build your character, you move one step closer to your goal. Think of this self-discipline as forging a new identity. You are not just doing disciplined things, you are becoming a disciplined person. You are the kind of person who honors their commitments, who follows through on their intentions, who masters their impulses in service of their higher aspirations. This internal shift in identity is profound. It changes how you see yourself and how the world responds to you. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate self-discipline is to establish clear routines and rituals that support your goals. The win the morning, win the day philosophy is built on this. A disciplined morning routine, waking early, exercising, meditating, planning your day, working on your most important task before distractions intrude, sets a powerful tone for success. Similarly, disciplined financial habits, saving and investing a portion of every dollar earned, tracking your expenses, avoiding impulsive purchases, are fundamental to wealth accumulation. This is not about becoming a robot, devoid of spontaneity or joy. It is about creating a structure of discipline that provides the freedom to achieve what truly matters to you. Ironically, the more disciplined you are in the pursuit of your goals, the more freedom you ultimately create in your life. Freedom from financial worrying, freedom to pursue your passions, freedom to make a greater impact. The great fortunes, the lasting legacies, are built on a foundation of self-discipline. It was the discipline of Thomas Edison to conduct thousands of experiments. It was the discipline of Warren Buffett to adhere to his value investing principles through decades of market fluctuations. It was the discipline of any high achiever to master their craft through years of dedicated practice. They understood that talent alone is not enough. Vision alone is not enough. Desire alone is not enough. It is the consistent, disciplined application of these qualities that ultimately separates the merely gifted from the truly great. So embrace self-discipline not as a burden, but as your most potent ally. Start small if you must. Choose one area of your life where you want to cultivate greater discipline, and focus on that. Build momentum. Celebrate your small victories, and as your self-discipline grows, so too will your self-respect, your confidence, and your capacity to attract and achieve unlimited wealth. For it is through the disciplined mind, the controlled thought, the focused action, that you transform the invisible energy of desire into the tangible reality of abundance. This is the crucible where character is forged and destinies are made. To gain further insights and tools for forging this disciplined mind, make sure you are subscribed, becoming part of a collective dedicated to the art of self-mastery and achievement. And this disciplined commitment to thought, emotion, and action naturally, inevitably propels you into the realm of consistent, intelligent action. For all the mental training, all the belief, clarity, vision, purpose, and discipline are but precursors to this vital catalyst. Action is the spark that ignites the tinder of your preparations, the bridge that spans the chasm between the inner world of conception and the outer world of manifestation. Without action, your most brilliant ideas remain phantoms, your most fervent desires, unfulfilled wishes. Unlimited wealth is not attracted by passive contemplation alone. It is commanded by decisive, persistent, and strategically applied effort. The world does not pay you for what you know. It pays you for what you do with what you know. You can have a mind brimming with knowledge, a heart full of noble intentions, but if these are not translated into tangible deeds, into service rendered, into value created, they are like seeds locked away in a vault, their potential unrealized. The graveyard of unfulfilled dreams is littered with brilliant minds who failed to act, who waited for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions, conditions that rarely, if ever, arrive. The individuals who succeed, who build fortunes and change the world, are those who cultivate a bias for action, who understand that imperfect action is almost always superior to perfect inaction. If this liberation from the trap of perfectionism resonates with your spirit, acknowledge that breakthrough by liking this message. Consider sharing this empowering truth with anyone hesitating on the brink of their own great work. Personal initiative is the hallmark of this action-oriented mindset. It is the power to act without being told, to see what needs to be done and to do it, to take responsibility for moving your goals forward rather than waiting for external prompting or permission. This is the spirit of the pioneer, the entrepreneur, the leader. They do not wait for instructions, they write the instructions. They do not wait for opportunities, they create them. Napoleon Hill identified personal initiative as one of the absolute essentials for success, observing that those who consistently go the extra mile, who do more than they are paid for, inevitably rise to positions of greater responsibility and reward. This going the extra mile is not about being exploited. It is a strategic investment in yourself and your future. It develops your skills, expands your reputation, and makes you indispensable. It attracts favorable attention from those who can help you, and it conditions your own mind for excellence and greater capacity. When you consistently deliver more value than expected, you set in motion a law of increasing returns. The universe and the marketplace have a way of rewarding those who give generously of their effort and their talent. But action, to be effective, must be intelligent action. It must be guided by your definite purpose, informed by accurate thinking, and aligned with a well-conceived plan, however flexible that plan may need to be. Blind, frantic activity can be as unproductive as no activity at all. Therefore, your disciplined mind must continually assess, is this action moving me towards my major definite purpose? Is this the most effective use of my time and energy right now? This requires clarity, focus, and the willingness to constantly learn and adjust your approach. Fear of failure is the great paralyzer of action. Many people know what they should do, but they are frozen by the imagined consequences of not succeeding. They fear criticism, ridicule, loss, or embarrassment. But the mind trained for wealth understands that failure is not an endpoint, but a data point. It is feedback. It is an opportunity to learn, to refine, to grow stronger. Thomas Edison, when asked about his thousands of failed attempts with the light bulb, famously retorted, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This is the mindset of a champion, a mindset that reframes failure as an integral part of the journey to success. Every no brings you closer to a yes. Every setback contains the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit, if you have the wisdom to find it and the courage to act on it. Procrastination is another insidious enemy of action. It is the thief of time, the murderer of ambition. It whispers seductive lies. "I'll do it tomorrow. I don't feel like it now." It's not urgent, but the compound interest of daily, consistent action is what builds fortunes. Delay, on the other hand, compounds into regret and missed opportunities. The antidote to procrastination is simple, yet profound. Do it now. Break the task into its smallest possible component and take that first tiny step. Often, the momentum gained from that initial action is enough to carry you through. As the ancient Chinese proverb says, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step." And then another and another. The courage to begin is often the greatest hurdle. You may not have all the answers. Your plan may not be perfect. You may not feel entirely ready, but you must begin anyway. Clarity often comes from engagement, not from contemplation alone. As you act, the path forward becomes clearer. You learn by doing. You adjust your course based on real-world feedback. This iterative process of action, learning, and adjustment is far more effective than waiting indefinitely for a flawless strategy. Think of the Wright brothers again. They didn't wait until they had perfected aeronautical engineering theory. They built, they tested, they crashed, they learned, they rebuilt, they acted. Their workshop was a whirlwind of initiative and persistent effort. Or consider Madam C.J. Walker, who started with virtually nothing, mixing her hair care products in her own kitchen, selling them door to door. Her initial actions were small, humble, but they were consistent, driven by a burning desire and a willingness to take personal initiative. She acted her way into becoming one of the first self-made female millionaires in America. Your actions send a powerful signal to your subconscious mind, reinforcing your beliefs and intentions. When you act boldly in pursuit of your goals, you are telling your subconscious, this is real, this is important. We are doing this. This internal alignment amplifies your personal power and your attractive force. Opportunities begin to appear, resources become available, and people are drawn to assist you because you are demonstrating through your actions that you are serious, committed, and capable. So ask yourself, what is the one action I can take today, right now, that will move me closer to my definite major purpose? Don't overthink it, don't wait for perfection. Identify it and then, with disciplined resolve, execute it. Let action become your default setting. Embrace the discomfort that sometimes accompanies stepping outside your comfort zone, for it is in that space of challenge that growth occurs and fortunes are forged. Train your mind not just to think, but to do. For in the realm of achievement, it is consistent, intelligent, purposeful action that transforms the invisible dream into the visible, tangible reality of unlimited wealth. The power to act is the power to create. Unleash it. And to ensure you're continually inspired and equipped to take such decisive action, fortify your journey by subscribing to this channel, your constant source for transformative strategies. And as you consistently take this intelligent, purposeful action, you will inevitably encounter adversity. You will face setbacks. You will experience what the world calls failure. This is not a sign that your dreams are invalid or that you are incapable. It is an unavoidable, indeed an essential, part of any journey toward significant achievement. The mind trained for unlimited wealth does not shrink from these challenges. It embraces them as crucibles for growth, as invaluable opportunities for learning, adaptation, and the forging of unshakable resilience. Resilience is the capacity to bounce back from disappointment, to persist in the face of discouragement, to find the strength to continue when every fiber of your being wants to quit. It is not the absence of fear or doubt, but the courage to act in spite of them. It is the understanding that temporary defeat is not permanent failure unless you allow it to be. Napoleon Hill observed that nearly every great success story is also a story of overcoming significant adversity. Often, he noted, our greatest successes come just one step beyond the point at which defeat has overtaken us. Those who quit too soon never discover this truth. Think of Abraham Lincoln. His life was a litany of failures and setbacks, business failures, lost elections, profound personal grief. By conventional measures, he could have been deemed a failure many times over. Yet, he persisted. Each defeat, each heartbreak, seemed only to temper his resolve, to deepen his wisdom, to strengthen his character. His resilience, born of an unyielding commitment to his principles and his vision for a united nation, ultimately carried him to the presidency, and through the crucible of the Civil War, he didn't just endure adversity, he was shaped by it, ennobled by it. The mind trained for wealth learns to reframe adversity. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? It asks, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger, wiser, better equipped for my ultimate goal? Every setback contains a lesson, often a lesson you could not have learned in any other way. It might reveal a flaw in your plan, a weakness in your strategy, a gap in your knowledge, or an area for personal growth. If you approach adversity with humility and a genuine desire to learn, it becomes your greatest teacher. If this reframing of adversity offers you a new perspective, let that understanding take root with a like. Perhaps share this insight with someone navigating their own challenges, offering them a beacon of resilience. Adaptability is the close cousin of resilience. The world is constantly changing. Markets shift, technologies evolve, circumstances alter. The plan that was brilliant yesterday may be obsolete tomorrow. The ability to adapt, to pivot, to adjust your course without losing sight of your definite major purpose is crucial. Those who are too rigid, too attached to a specific method, often find themselves left behind. But those who are flexible, open to new information, and willing to change their approach when necessary, not only survive but thrive. They see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. Henry Ford revolutionized manufacturing with the assembly line. But when consumer preferences began to shift and competitors offered more variety, his initial reluctance to adapt his any color as long as its black philosophy cost him market share. He eventually did adapt, but the lesson is clear. Even the most successful formulas must evolve. Your mind must be agile, constantly scanning the horizon, anticipating changes, and willing to innovate and reinvent. Learning, therefore, is not something you do once and then you're done. It is a lifelong commitment for anyone aspiring to sustain success and wealth. The moment you think you know it all is the moment you begin to decline. The mind trained for wealth is a curious mind, an open mind, a mind that is always seeking new knowledge, new skills, new perspectives. Read voraciously, seek out mentors. Study the successes and failures of others, attend seminars, take courses. Never stop investing in your own intellectual and personal growth. The more you learn, the more you earn, not just in money, but in wisdom, in capability, in the ability to create value. This commitment to continuous learning also fuels your resilience. When you encounter a problem you don't know how to solve, your instinct is not to give up, but to learn what you need to know. When a strategy fails, you dive into understanding why and what new knowledge can lead to a better strategy. This turns obstacles into intellectual challenges, into puzzles to be solved, rather than insurmountable barriers. Gratitude plays a surprisingly powerful role in building resilience and fostering a learning mindset. When you are grateful for the lessons learned, even from painful experiences, you extract the wisdom without lingering in the bitterness. Gratitude for what you have achieved, for the progress you have made, no matter how small, provides the emotional fuel to keep going. It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's present, from the problem to the potential. A mind steeped in gratitude is a mind more open to receiving further blessings and insights. So, when adversity strikes, as it surely will, do not despair. See it as a test of your resolve, an invitation to grow. Cultivate the resilience to withstand a storm, the adaptability to navigate the changing tides, and the unwavering commitment to learn from every experience. Remember that the oak tree becomes strong not in calm weather, but in contrary winds. The difficulties you overcome, the lessons you integrate, the strength you forge in the fires of challenge, these become your most valuable assets. They are the invisible architecture of your character, the foundation upon which you will build an edifice of lasting wealth and profound achievement. Embrace the journey, with all its ups and downs, knowing that each step, even those that feel like a stumble, is moving you closer to the full realization of your incredible potential. This is the warrior spirit, the alchemist's touch, turning leaden defeat into golden understanding, and paving the path to inevitable triumph. To continue receiving guidance on navigating life's challenges and forging unbreakable resilience, ensure your connection with us remains strong by subscribing for ongoing empowerment. As you cultivate this inner landscape of resilience, adaptability, and continuous learning, you must also recognize the profound impact of your external environment, particularly the people with whom you regularly associate. Napoleon Hill placed immense emphasis on the principle of the mastermind, which he defined as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. This is far more than mere networking. It is the deliberate creation of an alliance of minds, a synergistic force that can propel you towards your goals with astonishing speed and power. If the wisdom of the mastermind principle resonates, with your own aspirations for accelerated growth. Affirm that connection with alike and consider sharing this vital concept with potential allies on your path. No individual, however brilliant or determined, possesses all the knowledge, experience, or resources required for truly monumental achievement. The journey to unlimited wealth, to a life of significant impact, is rarely a solo endeavor. By aligning yourself with other intelligent, driven, and supportive individuals who share a similar ambition or who possess complementary skills and perspectives, you create a collective intelligence, a third mind, greater than the sum of its parts. This mastermind alliance can provide you with fresh ideas, constructive criticism, unwavering encouragement, specialized knowledge, and crucial connections that you might never access on your own. Think of the great partnerships in history. Ford had his engineers and business minds, Edison had his team of muckers, Carnegie surrounded himself with brilliant executives. They understood that true genius often lies in the ability to recognize, attract, and harmonize with other talented individuals. Your choice of associates, therefore, is one of the most critical decisions you will make in your pursuit of success. You become like those with whom you habitually associate. Their attitudes, their beliefs, their habits, their standards, they inevitably rub off on you, for better or for worse. If you surround yourself with negative, cynical, unambitious people, their energy will drain you, their doubts will infect you, their limitations will become your own. They will consciously or unconsciously sabotage your efforts, pulling you back down to their level of mediocrity. But if you consciously choose to associate with positive, optimistic, ambitious individuals who are actively pursuing their own great goals, their energy will uplift you, their belief will strengthen you, their success will inspire you. They will challenge you to be better, to aim higher, to stretch beyond your current capabilities. Creating a mastermind alliance requires careful selection. Seek out individuals who are not only knowledgeable and capable in their respective fields, but who also possess positive mental attitudes, integrity, and a genuine willingness to contribute to the group's success in a spirit of harmony. Harmony is key. Disagreement and debate can be constructive, but persistent discord, ego clashes, or hidden agendas will destroy the efficacy of the alliance. There must be mutual trust, respect, and a shared commitment to the overarching purpose. This principle extends beyond a formal mastermind group. It applies to your friends, your colleagues, your mentors, even the books you read and the media you consume. You are constantly absorbing influences from your environment. Train your mind to be discerning. Consciously curate your inputs. Seek out environments and relationships that nourish your ambitions, that stimulate your intellect, that reinforce your positive mental attitude. If certain relationships or environments are consistently draining or demotivating, you may need to make difficult choices to limit your exposure or to sever those ties, protecting your mental and emotional energy for your higher purpose. This isn't about being elitist or abandoning people. It's about recognizing that your mental and emotional bandwidth is a precious resource, and you must invest it wisely. You can still be compassionate and kind to everyone, but you must be selective about who you allow into your inner circle, who you grant the power to influence your thoughts and your trajectory. The power of a mastermind is not just in the tangible exchange of ideas or resources. There is a more subtle, energetic component at play. When two or more minds are harmoniously focused on a definite purpose, they generate a psychic energy, an amplified attractive force that draws opportunities and solutions towards them. This is part of the chemistry of successful teams, the intangible synergy that produces results far exceeding what individual members could achieve alone. So ask yourself, who are the key people in my life right now? Are they contributing to my growth and success, or are they holding me back? Am I actively seeking out relationships with individuals who inspire and challenge me? Am I part of, or could I create, a mastermind alliance dedicated to mutual success in achieving clearly defined goals? Building such an alliance takes initiative. It requires you to be the kind of person others would want to associate with. Someone with a clear purpose, a positive attitude, a willingness to contribute value, and a commitment to harmony. Offer your own knowledge, support, and encouragement generously. Be a giver, not just a taker. The law of reciprocity is powerful. The journey to unlimited wealth can be challenging, even lonely at times. Having a supportive mastermind, a trusted circle of allies, provides not only practical assistance, but also crucial emotional and psychological support. They are the ones who will believe in you when your own belief wavers, who will pick you up when you fall, who will celebrate your victories with genuine enthusiasm. They become your board of directors, your personal think tank, your fellowship of the motivated. Do not underestimate the transformative power of your associations. They are the mirrors reflecting your potential, the echoes amplifying your intentions, the currents that can either carry you swiftly towards your destination or pull you dangerously off course. Train your mind to choose these associations with the same care and deliberation that you apply to your financial investments. For in the right company, with the right collaborative spirit, your power to attract unlimited wealth and to achieve your grandest visions will be magnified beyond measure. Your environment, especially the people within it, is not a passive backdrop. It is an active co-creator in the story of your success. To explore more strategies for building powerful alliances and leveraging collective genius, make sure you are subscribed by following this channel, becoming an integral part of our expanding mastermind community. And as you meticulously cultivate your inner world, your mindset, your beliefs, your purpose, your vision, your discipline, your capacity for action, resilience, and learning, and as you surround yourself with a supportive mastermind, there is another subtle yet profoundly powerful practice that must become an integral part of your being: the cultivation of unwavering gratitude. This is not a mere platitude, nor a polite social grace. Gratitude, when practiced deeply and consistently, is a transformative force, a high-frequency emotion that tunes your entire being to the vibration of abundance, acting as a powerful magnet to draw more of what you desire into your life. The mind trained for unlimited wealth understands that the universe operates on principles of resonance and reflection. What you focus on expands, what you appreciate appreciates. If your dominant mental and emotional state is one of lack, complaint, or dissatisfaction, you are inadvertently sending out signals that will attract more circumstances to validate those feelings. You are, in essence, programming your reality for scarcity. But when you consciously choose to focus on gratitude for what you already have, for the lessons you've learned, for the opportunities before you, for the very gift of life itself, you shift your entire energetic signature. You begin to resonate with the frequency of abundance, and the universe responds in kind, opening new channels for blessings to flow. If this understanding of gratitude's power to transform your frequency is lighting up your awareness, let that light shine through your engagement by liking this video, and perhaps share this simple yet profound key with others. Gratitude is the antidote to the entitlement that can subtly poison ambition. It keeps you humble, appreciative, and aware of the interconnectedness of all things. It recognizes that every success, every resource, every supportive relationship is, in some measure, a gift. This awareness doesn't diminish your own efforts or agency. Rather, it places them within a larger context of grace and flow. It shifts your perspective from "I deserve this" to "I am thankful for this," a subtle but crucial distinction that keeps your heart open and your spirit receptive. Consider the simple act of starting and ending your day with a gratitude practice. Upon waking, before the demands of the day intrude, take a few moments to consciously list things you are grateful for. They can be grand or seemingly small: your health, your loved ones, a comfortable bed, a new day full of potential, a specific skill you possess, a past success. Feel the genuine emotion of thankfulness welling up within you. Similarly, before sleep, reflect on the day and identify moments, experiences, or blessings for which you are grateful. This practice, repeated daily, begins to rewire your brain, training it to scan for the positive, to notice the abundance that already surrounds you, rather than fixating on what is missing. This focus on existing abundance doesn't mean you become complacent or lose your drive for more. On the contrary, gratitude fuels ambition in a healthy, sustainable way. When you appreciate what you have, you are in a more powerful and resourceful state to create even more. You are operating from a foundation of fullness, not emptiness. This makes the pursuit of your goals less about filling a void and more about expanding an already rich experience. Think of the wealthiest, most successful individuals you admire. Often, beneath their drive and accomplishments, you will find a deep sense of appreciation for the opportunities they've been given, for the people who have helped them, for the journey itself. They understand that true wealth is not just about accumulation, but about circulation, giving and receiving, creating value and appreciating the value created by others. Gratitude is a key component of this healthy flow of energy. Moreover, expressing gratitude to others strengthens your relationships, including your mastermind alliances. Acknowledging the contributions, support, and kindness of those around you fosters loyalty, goodwill, and a deeper sense of connection. People are more willing to help, to collaborate, to go the extra mile for someone who genuinely appreciates them. Gratitude is a social lubricant and a powerful bonding agent. In moments of challenge or adversity, gratitude can be a lifeline. When things seem to be going wrong, consciously shifting your focus to what you are grateful for can break the downward spiral of negative thinking. It can provide perspective, reminding you of your strengths, your past victories, and the enduring blessings in your life. This doesn't negate the difficulty of the situation, but it provides an anchor of stability and hope, allowing you to access your inner resources more effectively. The law of attraction, in its most profound sense, is highly responsive to the emotion of gratitude. When you feel genuinely thankful for the wealth you desire as if you already possess it, you are aligning your vibrational frequency with its manifestation. You are signaling to the universe and to your own subconscious mind that you are ready and receptive. This isn't about pretending, it's about cultivating the feeling state of already having achieved your desire. And gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to access that feeling state. Visualize your definite purpose fulfilled, and then feel immense gratitude for its realization. This practice powerfully impresses your desire upon the subconscious, activating the unseen forces that conspire to bring it into physical form. So let gratitude become a non-negotiable part of your daily mental training. Keep a gratitude journal. Make it a habit to verbally express your appreciation to others. Find moments throughout your day to pause and silently acknowledge the good in your life. Let it permeate your thoughts, your words, and your actions. You will find that as your capacity for gratitude expands, so too does your capacity to attract and experience unlimited wealth in all its forms. Not just financial, but wealth of health, relationships, joy, and fulfillment. Gratitude is the golden key that unlocks the coffers of the universe, revealing that you are already standing in a field of diamonds, and all you need to do is open your eyes and your heart to their brilliance. It transforms what you have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. It is the hallmark of a truly prosperous mind. To continue cultivating this state of abundance and learn more ways to harness the power of gratitude, ensure you are subscribed to this channel, your dedicated resource for living a richer, more thankful life. And as this profound sense of gratitude permeates your being, aligning you with the frequency of abundance, we arrive at the very engine room of creation, the deep, often mysterious, yet supremely powerful realm of your subconscious mind. This is where the principles we've explored, belief, purpose, imagination, discipline, action, and the energies of your mastermind and gratitude converge and are alchemized into the potent force that Napoleon Hill called cosmic habit force, or what many today understand as the law of attraction working through the subconscious. Training your mind to attract unlimited wealth is, at its core, learning to consciously program and direct this incredible inner power. Your subconscious mind is a vast, fertile field. It accepts any seed planted in it, whether of fear or faith, scarcity or abundance, failure or success, and diligently works to bring that seed to fruition in your experience. It does not judge, it merely executes the programs it is given. For most of your life, this programming has likely been largely unconscious, absorbed from your environment, your upbringing, your experiences, and the dominant thoughts and emotions you have habitually entertained. The result is your current reality. If this revelation about the power of your subconscious programming sparks a desire for conscious creation within you, affirm that awakening with a like. Share this pivotal understanding with those ready to take control of their inner world. If that reality is not one of unlimited wealth and fulfillment, it simply means that the dominant programs running in your subconscious are not aligned with those outcomes. The revolutionary truth is that you can consciously change this programming. You can become the master gardener of your subconscious, deliberately uprooting the weeds of limiting beliefs and planting the seeds of your highest aspirations. This is not a quick fix. It requires persistence, repetition, and unwavering faith because the subconscious learns through habitual feeling and thought. Every thought you think, especially when imbued with strong emotion, is an instruction to your subconscious. When you consistently hold thoughts of your definite purpose, visualize its attainment with vivid imagination, and feel the emotions of success and gratitude as if it were already real, you are deeply impressing these instructions upon your subconscious. It begins to accept these new patterns as your dominant reality, and then, with its immense power, it sets about organizing your inner and outer worlds to match this new blueprint. This is why techniques like affirmations, when done correctly, can be so powerful. An affirmation is not just a positive statement. It is a declaration of a truth you are choosing to install in your subconscious. It must be stated in the present tense, as if already a fact. For example, I am joyfully attracting and managing unlimited wealth, and it must be repeated with feeling and conviction over and over, until it bypasses the critical faculty of the conscious mind and sinks deep into the receptive subconscious. Visualization is another direct line to your subconscious. When you create detailed, emotionally charged mental movies of your success, your subconscious cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and an actual one. It begins to operate as if that success is already your reality, guiding your intuition, your creativity, and your actions to bring it into being. It will highlight opportunities you might have otherwise missed, attract people and resources that can help you, and even influence synchronicities and lucky breaks that align with your dominant mental imagery. The principle of autosuggestion, as Hill termed it, is the deliberate feeding of your subconscious mind with the thoughts, beliefs, and desires you wish to manifest. This is achieved through consistent repetition of your definite purpose, through the constant rehearsal of your success in your imagination, through the unwavering cultivation of belief and faith, and through the emotional charge of burning desire and gratitude. You are, in effect, persuading your subconscious mind to adopt your conscious goals as its own. This is where the cosmic habit force comes into play. Habits, both mental and physical, are the domain of the subconscious. Once a thought pattern or behavior becomes habitual, it operates automatically without conscious effort. By deliberately creating habits of thought and action aligned with wealth and success, habits of positive expectancy, of disciplined effort, of continuous learning, of gratitude, of acting with initiative, you are essentially putting your journey to unlimited wealth on autopilot, driven by the immense power of your subconscious. Your subconscious will then work tirelessly, 24/7, even while you sleep, to bring about the conditions and opportunities necessary for the fulfillment of these ingrained patterns. This is not about manipulating some external, mystical force. The primary law of attraction is happening within you. You are attracting the components of your reality based on the dominant vibrations of your thoughts and emotions, as processed and amplified by your subconscious mind. When your subconscious is thoroughly saturated with the belief in your ability to achieve unlimited wealth, And with the clear image of that wealth already possessed, it will guide you to take the precise actions, make the right decisions, and be in the right places to allow that wealth to manifest. It influences your perceptions, your motivations, your creativity, your energy levels, and even your charisma and ability to connect with others. The challenge is that old, limiting programs in the subconscious can be resistant to change. They have been reinforced over years, sometimes decades. This is why consistency and persistence are paramount. You cannot expect to undo a lifetime of scarcity thinking with a few days of positive affirmations. You must be relentless. You must immerse yourself in your new chosen reality, guard your mind vigilantly against the resurgence of old doubts, and patiently, persistently, continue to impress your new blueprint upon the fertile soil of your subconscious. Trust the process. Understand that your subconscious mind is your most powerful ally. If you learn how to communicate with it in its own language, the language of emotion, imagery, and repetition. Feed it with faith, not fear. Nurture it with visions of success, not memories of failure. Speak to it with the conviction of your burning desire and the certainty of your definite purpose. As you do this, day by day, thought by thought, feeling by feeling, you are training your mind at its deepest level, aligning the entirety of your inner being with the inevitable attraction of unlimited wealth. This is where the true magic happens, where the unseen architect within you diligently builds the external reality that mirrors the magnificent temple you have constructed in your consciousness. This is the ultimate leverage point, the master control system for a life of boundless achievement and abundance. To receive ongoing guidance in mastering this internal control system and unlocking the full potential of your subconscious mind, ensure you are subscribed to this channel, your partner in profound transformation. And so, we arrive at the culmination of this journey, at the precipice of a new dawn, not just in your understanding, but in your very being. You stand now armed with the timeless principles that have guided the architects of fortune and the masters of destiny throughout history, modernized and made resonant for your life today. You see that the attainment of unlimited wealth, in all its magnificent forms, is not a matter of luck or chance, but the inevitable consequence of a mind meticulously trained, rigorously disciplined, and powerfully aligned with the immutable laws of creation. The path has been laid bare, from the initial spark of awakening to your inner power, through the deliberate cultivation of an empowering mindset, the forging of unshakable belief, the crystallization of a definite purpose, the vibrant flight of imagination, the deep resonance of your why. You've embraced the transformative might of self-discipline, the unwavering imperative of action, the strengthening crucible of resilience and continuous learning, the synergistic force of the master mind, the magnetic allure of gratitude, and finally, the profound mechanics of programming your subconscious mind, that faithful and omnipotent servant. These are not mere concepts to be intellectually entertained. They are a call to transformation, a summons to the deepest core of your potential. This is an invitation to become the conscious sculptor of your own life, to take the raw marble of your current circumstances and, with the chisel of these principles, to carve out a masterpiece of abundance, fulfillment, and enduring impact. If this vision for your life resonates with the deepest part of your being, acknowledge that powerful call with the like. We encourage you to share this message of transformation with anyone you believe is ready to sculpt their own magnificent destiny. The power to do so does not lie in some distant future, nor in some external guru or quick-fix scheme. It resides and has always resided within you in the infinite and tapped capacities of your own mind. The training is not a one-time event, but a lifelong commitment, a daily practice of vigilance, intention, and growth. There will be moments when old habits resurface, when doubts attempt to reclaim their territory, when the siren song of mediocrity tries to lull you back into complacency. In these moments, you must remember the conviction that burns within you now. You must reaffirm your definite purpose. You must reignite your vision. You must lean into your discipline and call upon the strength of your mastermind. You must remember that every conscious choice to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your highest aspirations is a victory, a step further along the path to the life you were born to live. Imagine yourself 1 year from now, 5 years, 10 years, having diligently applied these principles. What does your life look like, feel like, who have you become? See the tangible evidence of your trained mind, the financial freedom, yes, but also the richness of experience, the depth of your relationships, the peace within your heart, the significance of your contributions. This is not a fantasy, it is a potential reality eagerly awaiting your command, awaiting the persistent application of your focused mental power. The titans of old, Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Lincoln, Disney, they were not demigods. They were men and women who understood, consciously or intuitively, these fundamental laws of achievement. They dared to dream greatly, and then they dared to discipline their minds and their actions to match those dreams. They faced ridicule, setbacks, and moments of profound despair, yet they persisted, their inner vision stronger than any outer circumstance. Their legacy is not just in what they built, but in the demonstration of what is possible when a human mind is truly unleashed. You are heir to this same potential, the same creative intelligence that sparked their innovations, the same universal laws that governed their successes are available to you right now. The tools are in your hands, the blueprint is within your heart. The only remaining variable is your willingness to engage in the work, to undertake the sacred task of training your mind, of becoming the master of your mental kingdom. Do not let this moment pass as mere inspiration. Let it be an inflection point, a moment of profound decision. Decide now that you will no longer be a passive observer of your life, but its active, conscious creator. Decide now that you will dedicate yourself to the mastery of these principles, that you will train your mind with the same diligence an athlete trains their body, or a musician hones their craft. The journey to unlimited wealth begins with a single, committed thought reinforced by unwavering belief, fueled by burning desire, guided by definite purpose, and executed with disciplined action. It is a journey inward before it is a journey outward. It is about becoming more so that you can attract and achieve more. Feel the power that is stirring within you. Recognize the truth that resonates in these words. This is not just a speech. It is an echo of your own soul's deepest yearning for expansion, for expression, for the full realization of its magnificent potential. The gates to a life of unlimited abundance are not locked. They merely await the touch of a mind that has been trained to open them. Go forth from this moment, not as you were, but as who you are choosing to become. Be bold, be disciplined, be persistent, be grateful. Train your mind, and in doing so, you will not just attract unlimited wealth. You will unlock the limitless power that is, and always has been, your divine birthright. And to ensure you never walk this path of mastery alone, to receive continuous inspiration and practical wisdom for your journey, make this commitment to your growth complete by subscribing to our channel. Let us forge this future together. The world awaits the unique gift that only you can offer. A gift that will be fully unleashed when you master the extraordinary instrument of your own consciousness. The time is now. Your destiny is calling. Answer it with the full force of your trained and empowered mind. Begin.